OMT Online Dynasty, welcome back everybody. Our week 7 game of the week here in beautiful, rainy, nasty weather actually. Tampa, Florida is King Poppy Sosa and his East Carolina Pirates will be taking on TCAV and his USF Bulls. Now both of these guys actually took over their teams, I think it was last season. It was within like a week of each other. And King Poppy Sosa, what he's done with East Carolina, I find very impressive because they were built to be a triple option team. For the first 3.5 years, whatever it was, East Carolina was running a flex bone offense. Now King Poppy Sosa comes in, turns them into an air raid squad, going to be using that TCU playbook. And in his first season with the Pirates, he actually earned a promotion up from the Sun Belt to the American Conference. If you haven't seen any of these before, just by the way, this is our 32 user online dynasty, also a group of 5 teams, 2 stars or below, and we've implemented a relegation system for our 4 custom conferences. We got 8 teams in each. Top 2, you get to move up. Bottom 2, you're going to move down. So right away, East Carolina running with a ton of momentum, getting that promotion in their first season. Now USF and TCAV also got some good early momentum going this season. They're 1-1 in the American so far, but that one was a forced loss that they had to give to Army. Outside of that, USF is 2-0 in their user games so far this season. East Carolina, they are coming in this one 3-3, but those 3 losses were all to teams in the Mountain West, which is our very top conference. A pretty big jump for a team. The American is our third, our silver conference. Then the Mountain West is our top one. Let me make sure my hand's in here. Mountain West is our top one, our platinum. Under that's Conference USA's are gold. American is silver. Sunbelt is bronze. So really set himself up with a gauntlet of an out-of-conference schedule there. Lost to James Madison, lost to Tulsa, and in a straight sim to the Old Dominion Monarchs. But they are coming into this one fresh off their first conference win, taking down San Diego State last week. So both teams looking for their second win in the American Conference, looking to keep up their early momentum. East Carolina momentum from last year, even USF with a great start to this season, and trying to get that another promotion, this time up to Conference USA. And a super fun game comes right down to the wire. We actually had a lot of good user games. So now that we're into week 7, we had a lot more conference matchups, a lot more user games, a lot of options. It was pretty difficult to choose which one we were going to actually end up featuring here for game of the week. Obviously, we picked this one. But then during halftime, we will go over Washington State versus Georgia State. That played a great game. Hawaii and Buffalo played a fun one. And Temple and Appalachian State, one of the wildest finishes we've ever had. How we're going to do that one. During halftime, we'll go over the highlights of regulation. Then at the end of our main game here, we will have bonus coverage of the overtime that those 2 teams played. Really fun, real wild game in the Sun Belt Conference there. And typically this would be the part where we start going over the depth charts and everything of these 2 teams. But this morning, I just can't. I've been getting this error message for an hour at this point. Hopefully we're advancing later today as I'm recording this, pretty early in the morning. So hopefully this will get settled in the next like 4 hours before we have to advance. But as of now, I just can't get into the dynasty, so we can't really look at these 2 depth charts. USF's an 84 overall. East Carolina, I think, is like an 82. They're somewhere around there. I can't say for sure that's what it is, but it's somewhere right around there. Our whole American Conference, the overalls are between 81 and 85. It's a very tight grouping of teams, which is kind of the point of the relegation that we started doing. So it seems to be working well. We got some great conference games here. Hopefully maybe by the end of this will work and we can go over everything else that happened in week 7. But we'll just have to wait and see. We're at the mercy of EA on this one. So I guess that's really going to be all we can go over on the intro for this one. I do want to mention though really quick 2 things. First, if you guys could do me a huge favor, hit that like button on this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That really does all help a ton. Try to pick up a little extra steam here as we head into college football 27. And number 2, if you are interested in potentially joining this online dynasty, it's all done through the Discord. The link for that is in the description here. Now we do have a waitlist of, it's at 27 or 28. It's a lot. We're going to have to look into potentially even doing 2 leagues in the future, but the waitlist is going to carry over into college football 27 when that dynasty starts. So if you want in Discord waitlist, just tag me, make a post, DM me somehow. You got to let me know you actually want on there. I will get you on there. So that should cover everything we got to cover. Let's just take it to the game. And here we go from Tampa, Florida. Let's go ahead and start this one. This is all going to be from USF's perspective. As usual with the games of the week, we're going to watch a full first drive of each team, then start jumping around a little bit. But East Carolina starting with a bang. Jamichael Ruggs, 1 carry for 27 yards for the halfback from East Carolina. Now, they are in that TCU. It is going to be more of an air raid type of offense. But you still got to establish the run. What's the matter? Air raid. Boy, afraid you're going to have to establish the run. Ruggs does it very quickly there for East Carolina. Good start for King Poppy Sosa and his boys going back to the run with Ruggs. This time, though, USF is ready. Those blackout uniforms, pretty nice. It's a good uniform matchup. East Carolina always has great uniforms. You can never go wrong with the East Carolina when it comes to their uniform choices. USF, I wasn't familiar with their game, but I like what we're seeing. Going back to the run, that time to Tyler Jowers, the halfback for East Carolina, picking up another first down. I can't say I was expecting 3 straight runs for from East Carolina to get this one started, but it's working for them. They already got the ball down to the 40-yard line. Now we're dropping back to pass here. A little stunt trying to come in. We'll just take the quick one underneath the drag. Oh my goodness, what a hit. Finds this guy Quincy Arma, but he gets absolutely rocked. Oh my good Lord. At least he hung on to the ball. He hung on to the ball. We got to be proud of him for that. So looks like East Carolina going with a little more spread look here. Potentially still trying to sneak in for a run. It is going to be an RPO quick to the right flat. Number 81, Ezekiel Smooth. Unbelievable name on that lad. Able to get it on that RPO and pick up that first down. East Carolina got that offense rocking here so far. Pirates walking down the plank. That doesn't really make sense. They're like the matadors against these bulls. They keep pulling out the red cape thing. And there goes number 4, Tyler Jowers again on that run up the middle. I was not expecting this run game from East Carolina. You see TCU, you see air raid. I definitely was expecting more of some quick underneath passing kind of concepts here, but they have got this run game just absolutely bullying the Bulls. See stuff like that. That just looked like a stick or something like that. We had that quick curl on our tight end, a couple slants over on the left, hit a quick one over to the right. That's kind of what we expect out of TCU. This Nick Otis, by the way, the quarterback for East Carolina, wish I could have shown the depth charts. Maybe, hopefully by the end, EA will have that figured out. That guy is a stud quarterback. I don't know how that one was caught. Try to sneak it into the halfback. Coming out of the backfield there. Number 91 of USF was right there. Somehow held on to it. Made a play, though. 3rd and goal now at the 2. A little empty bunch quads. Oh, God, this is such a nasty formation. I hate going against this one so much. Gonna have the halfback there. Everybody drops back, and another big shot by USF. But Jamichael Ruggs takes that one in for the early Pirates score. Hit him. I don't know what that dance move was, but he's hitting it. Hits him with a karate kick there at the end. And it was the halfbacks of East Carolina absolutely dominated that drive between Jowers and Ruggs. The run game, the quick passes, a little halfback screen there gets East Carolina in. They are on the board first. Let's see how USF is going to answer back here. So they go by concept, at least here to start. We'll see if that's what they continue to do, which I do think actually makes sense. I've personally never done it, but there's been so many times where it's like, I know I have this certain type of play and I just can't remember. Oh my goodness, number 27, Tyrone Jamison, also a stud halfback. USF, really good quarterback with Lachlan Hewlett, very solid. Tyrone Jamison, a very, very good halfback. We'll see if he can match what East Carolina was able to do on that first drive. But yeah, there's so many times I'm like, I know I have this one RPO or like a QB draw type play, but I can never remember the formation. That's when I should do that. I should do that, but I don't. Going back to Jameson up the middle there, and that is a hell of a linebacker look on Dylan Cook. Poet and didn't even know it. The like half jersey, you see the back plate sticking out the back. That's the kind of linebackers we like to see here. So now we're going a little pistol mesh. So we have, what's it, Connor Sturgis. Our tight end going to be going to the right. Going to try sneak one out to the halfback ourselves. And, East Carolina kind of got away with a throw to the halfback. So will USF. That's Ben Crummy. which is an unfortunate last name, Crummy. But he did a good job coming down with that pass at the very least. We're going to go back to a mesh here, a little mesh spot route on our R1 receiver, maybe that deep post. We have that spot route, see if we can find it. Hewlett barely is able to plant his feet before that pressure gets in there, gets the pass off, and an injury to an offensive lineman, always unfortunate. But nice find right over the middle there by Hewlett, as USF is looking to answer right back here with a touchdown of their own in the driving rain here in Tampa. There's, oh, the Platinum 360. I don't know if it's as good as it was, because in College Football 25, the Platinum 360 was disgusting, and I still think it is really good. Spin moves, not a move I do a ton, but man, is it fun to watch. It sure looks like a good time. So maybe we'll have to try to incorporate that a little bit more. Little double slants over on the left, and Lachlan finds his man Terrence Kimball right over the middle, putting USF into the red zone early here. Great answer back so far here from the Bulls. Let's see if we can finish this drive off. Now we're going to go with a little bit of stick. We saw East Carolina go, we assume, it sure looked like stick they went to earlier. Not a ton for Hewlett to try to find. Tries to throw one into his halfback. That was a dicey looking ball, but the pressure gets in and knocks that one away. Forces the incomplete pass. Going to be a 2nd and 10 now for the Bulls. Going with a little Y trail here out of one of the many bunch variations. I'm pretty sure Oregon State they have a few different bunches. I don't know if they're all called bunch. So they have that one like halfback A strong or something like that. That's essentially a bunch. It works the exact same as a bunch. Okay, take it for a run and get a gain. I get just distracted by my own brain sometimes. 3rd and 7 now. A lot going on here. A couple slants, corner routes, rolling out with Hewlett, half square. Still going to try square. That one picked off, jumped in front of by number 10 of East Carolina, the bend but don't break defense of the Pirates, forcing the turnover. We had square early on that, but that is tough when you're rolling to the right, and that was pretty far back over to the left. Still try to get it to him late, but the Pirates defense able to jump in front. Now we'll see if the offense can take advantage of that. We'll just jump ahead here to the start of the 2nd quarter. East Carolina does have a nice little drive going to USF, I almost call them UCF. That's probably going to happen, especially now that it's in my brain. Got it to their 44, going back to that RPO and going back to that run game. Tyler Jowers, the twin Jowers, another gain of 12. Telling you, this ECU run game has certainly caught me by surprise, and it has been very, very effective for the Pirates. They've got a good thing going here with that Jowers and Ruggs, the 1-2 punch in that backfield. Going with a little fake jet, trying to get it back to Jowers, who's going to fight his way through, get 3 yards. Didn't look like he really had anywhere to go on that, so to turn that into a gain of 3. Impressive effort there from the ECU halfback. Now let's see what USF's going to go to. We got another run up to Jowers and another big gap, but the big hit in the rain combined to force that fumble. Yeah, it kind of felt like maybe something like that was coming, because USF has been laying the lumber on the hits here on East Carolina, and in this near monsoon, near hurricane conditions these teams are playing in, that ball is going to come out eventually, and Jowers maybe doing a little bit too much there, really trying to stretch that, get some extra yards. Ball comes loose, and USF takes back over. Huge play by the Bulls defense. Now the TCAV offense has got it moving here to East Carolina's side of the 50, ball at the 46. Just a couple plays later, hit a nice big curl route. Looked like it was it 50-50? It was 50-50 or a jackpot he has on one of his big boy wide receivers. That's the thing. We haven't featured USF in a while, but I think I remember USF had gigantic receivers. I think it was whoever had USF before TCAV came in really had a focus on getting some big boy wide receivers. And we'll see if USF is going to be able to try to take advantage of those guys. Try to hit a little speed out there, but great coverage from East Carolina. Nowhere to go. Passing going to fall incomplete. It's going to be a 3rd and 7 now, ball at the 43. Going with a little high-low dig. Looking again, putting that speed out over on the left. Setting that up a little bit. Keeping our trips to the short side. Okay, With these hot routes, I don't mind having the trips to the short side because my first, oh, wide open on that slant. Hot routes, the slant, and it is absolutely wide open. Terrence Kimball again right over the middle. Yeah, because I was thinking with a whip route, we probably want that on the wide side, but if we're changing that into a slant, having it on the short side actually makes a lot of sense. Finds a great pocket right over the middle there. Huge first down for USF, putting them into the red zone, trying to sneak a RPO in there, but ECU all over it, couldn't throw it, try to run it, unable to. Wild trio close, another great formation, smash return, fantastic play. We'll see if that is what USF is going to go to here. Now, I like this with a streak on circle just because where he's lined up, like he finds a lot of soft spots and a lot of zone coverages if he's just going on a streak. We're going to put him on a little shallow crosser and still find him going over to the left. Terrence Kimball again. That man has been everywhere for USF. He's almost been a one-man show for this Bulls offense here so far. Comes down to that one as well. Now it's going to be a 3rd and 3. Ball at 13. Going back to a mesh concept here. Another mesh spot, but this time there's going to be some motion on number 84. That's Walter Long going out to the right here. Not going to be able to throw it to him. We should have somebody over the middle here. We certainly do. Finds the spot route again. Colby Duckett, he's down there somewhere. Give it to your guy, gets it in for the USF touchdown. Huge play by the Bulls defense to force that fumble, and way to take advantage of that. Get right down there, tie us back up at 7 apiece. But this ECU offense is really keeping the pressure on here, already past the 50-yard line, going with a really light set on defense. I wouldn't be surprised to see a run, but the backside run helped there by number 8. Way to fly in there and make a play. If not, I feel like Jowers had some room to run on that one if it wasn't for number 8. So good effort there from the Bulls defender. 2.5 minutes now. Again, staying in that really light defensive set. Is that like 3-2-6 mug or something like that? Good to find. Quick one over to the right, number 80, Quincy Arma on that one. Picking up the first down. Oh, going for, what was that just showed at the bottom? Something about strip ball. USF working, trying to get another fumble. It worked for him once already. Why the heck not? Why not keep trying it? Gonna be a little Tampa 2 on defense, but it's gonna be another run to Jowers. But the big man up front, number 71, not letting him pass. You shall not pass, he says to the Balrog. He gets off the block, brings him down. Again, looked like potentially some room to run there, but another great play by the USF defense. We hit the 2-minute warning ball at the 34. I don't know if we're going to be able to trust our field goal kicker too much in conditions like this, the driving rain, wind just whipping around. So I feel like we got to be a little bit more aggressive here. Might be some 4th down territory. Now that we're down to the 24, I feel like we're a little bit more confident in our ability to kick, but we will see if USF's defense can make a stand here. So now we actually go to the jet, try to get that block out there, and we do in the cuts. Look at those quick little cuts. Number 83, Elton Crane, Fraser Crane's adopted grandchild, taking that jet sweep, picking up some good yardage there. So we used that fake jet sweep earlier to try to run the ball. Now we actually stick with the jet sweep, and Crane finds space. And speaking of space, that was easiest touchdown run Tyler Jowers is ever going to have. These big boys up front for East Carolina doing a fantastic job paving the way here for their running back. 10 carries for 88 yards in for the score. I do like how UCF always plays a ring around the rosy with the referee on these field goals, on these extra points. But that is a touchdown for East Carolina. 14-7 lead, 1.5 minutes, 3 timeouts for USF. Let's see what that offense can cook up here. Just a couple plays and they are past the 50-yard line. We got it moving. Still haven't even used a timeout yet. So time not a concern at all here for USF. We're going to go. Oh, I did not. I thought there was a defender flying out there, but apparently not. Apparently not. TCAV knows better and is able to go out to number 17, Colby Duckett again, getting some good yardage there for the Bulls. Down to the 34. Still a minute left. Still all 3 timeouts. Yeah, we can run the ball here. We can do whatever we want. There goes Tyrone Jamison. Got to think we're going to start seeing Jamison a little bit more as this game goes on. Looks like we went back to an inside zone run here again. We do indeed pick up the first down. Totally fine. Took a little bit of a hit there, but we're fine with that. Gun spread, staying in our gun spread Y flex. 40 seconds to go. Clock starting to work here a little bit. Go back to Jamison. Get it to him in the flat. However we can get it to that guy, let's get it to that guy. Totally fine. All makes a lot of sense for me. One of the best, probably the best skill guy. Like I said, if we could check the depth chart, we would know, but EA is going to EA sometimes. Still, though, gain of 6. Now, Jameson has to take a little breather here. We're going to go with a halfback draw, number 25. He's got some little, that's Ben Crummy. He's got a little quick cuts to him, some quick moves out there. Thought we might have been taking that one in for a score. This time we are. This time we are. The run game of both of these teams is definitely been very impressive here so far. Give it to your guy, Crummy. You got time. You got the timeouts. Oh, he's going with a worm there. And again, the big boys up front paving the way for both of these teams. Both of those last 2 touchdown runs, almost untouched. I was going to say I could have ran those in, but I don't want to get too carried away. We know Ben Crummy can run one in there and ties us up at 14 apiece. Let's see if anything's going to happen here before halftime. A nice little comeback on the first play there for East Carolina is going to get them the ball at the 44-yard line. Nick Otis, 10 for 10, 125 yards. Lachlan Hewlett was at 12 for 16, 190 yards. So both these teams really moving the ball well on each other here. USF trying to use a rush there, trying to force one up the seams. Lucky that one just falls down incomplete because that defense was absolutely all over him there. Be some 5 wide now for East Carolina. They still got 3 timeouts, 17 seconds. Not the most. Gonna go with an all go. Try to hit that little shake route underneath. How are these guys holding on to these passes? And look at the Pirate go. Look at those moves. Look at those moves. He was feeling it. He was feeling the rain on his face there. Tim Cheeseman was on that reception. Going back to all go, trying to force one over there to the left. There's a couple passes this drive. East Carolina really trying to fit it into some tight windows, and USF has been all over him here. See if it's going to be all go here again. It is indeed. Got to stay on that deep crosser. A little bumping, a little grinding, but that's okay. That's the American Conference. These guys like to get a little physical from time to time. So 5 seconds left. Now we're just going to go, yeah. Just go man up 3 deep. With 5 seconds left, I mean, you could potentially try to hit a quick hitter or something. Try to get into field goal range here. But it'd be tough. It's going to be tough. Going back to all go. Tries to hit a quick one. Tries to hit the out. And again, USF's defense was all over him and potentially could have been an interception there. East Carolina gotten away with a couple here on this drive. Now one last shot. Let's see if Otis can just chuck one up and see what happens. We got a shot. We got a guy over there, but the pass is going to get knocked away and fall incomplete. And that is going to take us to halftime here, 14-14. A very fun first half between these two teams. Both offenses really got it moving, especially when they've been relying a little bit more on those halfbacks. Jowers and Ruggs of East Carolina had an unbelievable first half. I think Jowers is at or near 100 yards already just in that half. And Ruggs, we saw that explosiveness on those first few plays of the game. Wouldn't be surprised to see ECU continue to lean into that. And on the USF side, they've got that 1-2 punch going on their own too, with Tyrone Jameson and Ben Crummy in that backfield. So even in that 2-minute warning, being able to bust out some of those runs, keep the defense guessing a little bit on what we're going to do, and that led to that touchdown for USF. Wouldn't be surprised at all to see in the second half both teams kind of rely a little bit more on those halfbacks. We saw Terrence Kimball, the wide receiver for USF, had a heck of a half. Colby Duckett in there making some big plays, but a great first half, good back and forth battle between these two squads. So let's take it over to our halftime highlights. We got a few games here. We're going to start with Hawaii taking on Buffalo. We've got Washington State versus Georgia State, and like we said at the beginning, the regulation of Temple versus Appalachian State, before we're going to get bonus coverage of their overtime game. So let's go ahead and get this one started with Hawaii taking on Buffalo. Now the Rainbow Warriors, of course, in that Hawaii offense, coming out early here, less than a minute into this game. And the nation's leader in got that dog in him, Mr. Pryor, the halfback for Hawaii, immediate huge play. Of course, he doesn't quite have the wheels. He's not the nation leader in speed, but that man's got fight. That man's got a lot of heart, and he's going to take it down to the 3-yard line before he eventually gets dragged down by the Buffalo defense, but sets up Hawaii very nicely here to try to take an early lead in this one, motioning some guys around, trying to get an idea of what the defense is doing here. Is Spence and the Rainbow Warriors decides to go to a little mesh here, finds A, going to the left, in for the touchdown for the Rainbow Warriors, a quick 7-0 lead. Now Hawaii does jump off, gets off to a very good start here. They're up 14-3 in the second quarter, still with the ball, going with, I don't even know what that play is called. crazy little route A is on and actually throw it before he turns upfield. Beautiful find there. Nasty play by this Hawaii offense. Sets him up again with another 1st and goal. Only a yard to go this time, and this time Pryor's got enough speed. He can outrun you for a yard. He can't outrun you for 70, but if it's 1 yard, Pryor is going to be able to be fast enough and get in there. So touchdown Hawaii. But here comes Buffalo. They are not just laying down in this game. Jay Breeze is going to be fighting back with these Bulls, this Conference USA matchup. Down 21-3, less than 2 minutes to go, but dropping back to pass. Beautiful find in that back right corner. Touchdown Buffalo, touchdown Jay Breeze. Salute. We're going to be seeing that celebration a lot between this and I think Georgia State does it a ton too. Now Buffalo with the ball back, down 21-10, somehow finds that man over the middle of the field. Very tight window throw there by the Bulls quarterback, but he finds his guy. Now it's a 4th and inches. Buffalo's going to be going for it, trying to make this a 1-score game before half. From down 21-3 with less than 2 minutes to go, Buffalo goes with a run on 4th and inches and punches it in. Salute, brother. Touchdown Bulls. Now Hawaii answered back with a score, made it 28-17. Buffalo, though, looking to put one back on the board. Look at this move. Look at that juke move by number 32. We got to see that one more time, actually. An unbelievable move here by number 32. Jukes out 3 Hawaii defenders. Whoop. Little back juke, back cut. Number 32 takes it in for the Buffalo score. Back to a 1-point lead. And after a run like that, he's got to hit his own celebration. Sorry, my saluting brothers. So it's 28-23. Buffalo went for 2 there to try to make it a 3-point game. Wasn't able to get it. So it's Hawaii ball now. 2 minutes left in the third. A 4th and 1. Buffalo's defense trying to get off the field and give that offense another shot. But Hawaii pushes it downfield and takes it for, on the 4th and 1, takes it for a 70-yard touchdown. Just a backbreaker for the Buffalo Bulls. That made it 35-23. Hawaii added 1 more touchdown on the board, but gets the win 42-23. Now let's take it to Washington State and Georgia State early in this one. Just a minute and a half gone by. An early 4th down for the Cougars of Washington State. Dropping back to pass, looking deep, looking for our guy, and get big on him. Number 17. What an effort. Touchdown. Washington State gets them up 7-0. Now Georgia Southern looking to answer right back, going with a toss out to the left. And look at that block on the outside by the tight end of Georgia Southern. Just flattened the man, taking it in for the Georgia Southern touchdown. Salute to the boys, tying us up 7 apiece. Now each team added a field goal. It is 10-10 Georgia Southern ball. And look at this throw by Mr. Wynn. Unbelievable quarterback of Georgia Southern. Great find right over the middle of the field on that post. Touchdown for the Eagles. Salute to Georgia Southern. 3.5 minutes left there. Now a minute left, and Georgia Southern looking to add to this lead. They're going for that same kind of combo, but look, his deep post just stops right in the middle of the field, gets popped up and actually gets caught. That's incredibly rare, I feel like. Once those get popped up, they never get caught, but this one does. The Cougars taken back over. Potentially could have been down 2 scores heading into half. Now we've got a shot to actually tie this one up. So 32 seconds left. We just jumped past a couple of plays there. 32 seconds left in the half. The Cougars offense looking to take advantage of the great play by the defense. And number 24, the 80 speed halfback of Washington State is able to take it in for the score. Caught Georgia Southern guessing pass on that one. Ties it up at 17 apiece. Now it is 20-20 in the third quarter. There were some lag issues that were happening throughout this game, but 20-20, looking over the middle, a tight window throw by Georgia Southern, but number 88 is able to bring it down and outrun the entire Washington State defense. Going to take that in for another Georgia Southern touchdown, puts them up 7. Now they missed that kick. Washington State got a field goal. It's a 3-point game in the fourth quarter. Georgia Southern going for an RPO out to the left here, finds his guy. It was awful close, but beautiful blocking by his other wide receivers, and nobody is going to catch number 83 of Georgia Southern. He is going to take that one all the way in for the Eagles. Touchdown, puts them back up 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. Washington State fighting back here yet again. Less than 3 minutes to go. Got a 1st and goal. Down by 10. Looking to make this one a 7-point game and give it back to our guy. Back to our guy. Him and Pryor. Those might be my 2 favorite halfbacks in this whole dynasty, man. The 84 and 80 speed boys getting in for touchdowns just makes me so happy. So now 3-point game, a 3rd and 7 for Georgia Southern, looking to try to put this one away. Shaded underneath defense there. Everybody sitting at 5 yards, leaves the deep ball for number 9 on Georgia Southern. And the Eagles are going to take advantage of that, pushes it in. One last touchdown. Georgia Southern is going to get that win 40-30 in the Sun Belt Conference. Now, speaking of the Sun Belt, we got Temple and Appalachian State. App State on a 4th and inches, going with a run right up the gut in number 2. So remember, App State did have a Heisman Trophy winning halfback. We will see if this halfback can live up to the hype of old Mr. McCray. Takes that one in for the score. In this, I feel like we never see safeties. Hardly ever. But App State's defense getting right after the Temple quarterback brings them down. So now 6 seconds left in the first half. Temple still down by 6. 4th and goal, deciding to go for it. Something we might see again later. Staying aggressive here, rolling out to his right, finding his man, holding onto it through contact. You see Platinum sure hands lighting up. Yeah, he's not dropping that ball. Touchdown Temple. The fans can't believe it here in Boone. 1-point lead for the Owls. Into the 3rd quarter, 3.5 minutes to go. Appalachian State can be dropping back pass here. Finds his halfback again. There goes that number 2. Yet again, the App State halfbacks. They're a halfback factory, these guys out in North Carolina. Takes that one in for the score. Appalachian State's going to go for 2 to try to make this a 7-point lead here, with 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Let's see what they are going to draw up here. But yeah, that number 2, it was Roger McCray, I want to say. I think it was something like that. The old halfback of App State who won the Heisman Trophy. Now this number 2, trying to live up to the legacy. Try to fit that slant in there for the 2-point. Gets knocked away. So it's going to be a 5-point lead for the Mountaineers. Temple, though, threatening right back. 3rd down, 42 seconds left in the 3rd quarter. Dropping back to pass here. Man coverage, finds his guy. The safety tries to come down and make a play. I swear something changed in this game where you just don't react to those passes anymore. Goes right over his head. Touchdown for Temple. Now they are going to go for 2. And this is kind of why I didn't want to do this for Game of the Week. Temple, very methodical. We will go ahead and say it like that, where we come to the line with about 20 seconds left on the play clock. We're looking at the defense. We're moving some guys around. We're hot routing stuff. Takes his time. Certainly takes his time, Bruin of the Temple Owls, but rolls out to his right, finds his guy wide open there. 2-pointer is good and is 18-15. Appalachian State is able to get that field goal, ties us up at 18 apiece. Now we got a 4th and goal, less than 2 minutes left, and Temple is going to go for it, just like we saw at halftime. That ball is 2 inches short of the goal line from the looks of it. We're back in that empty look. I'd imagine we're looking for the same kind of thing here. Going to try to roll out to the right and fit in a throw to the right. But App State sends 6. Temple goes to throw it away there, so that they tie at 18. They go to overtime. We're going to get to overtime as bonus coverage. But I do want to say, I don't hate the idea of throwing that ball away. Even if it's 4th down, just throw it away is much better than getting sacked, because then you were expecting App State to have the ball at that 1-inch line. It's when it turns into an intentional grounding that we get into some trouble there. So that game's going to be 18-18, headed to overtime. Crazy overtime we will get to after our main event. But let's take it back to Tampa Bay and see the second half of East Carolina and USF. We'll just jump ahead about a minute here, as USF is going to be starting with the ball, going back to some more mesh with a shallow crosser here, and caught him in man coverage. He's got 2 guys wide open over on the left. Goes back to 83, Terrence Kimball. Who else but Terrence Kimball? He has been by far, 5 catches for 102 yards already for Mr. Kimball. Been by far the best receiving threat for USF so far in this game. Puts him all the way down to the 25-yard line. Now hitting him, looks like a little play action's actually going to be coming here. Oh, and hits the comeback over on the right. Love that. I like the idea of that play action with these teams have been running it fairly often, not super often, but enough to keep a play action could work there. Still had 8 into coverage, but still finds a beautiful throw over to the right side there. It's going to be a 1st and goal now for USF. 3 tight end set. Going to be motioning number 87, Connor Sturgis, over to the left there, trying to set up some blocks, but the user defender, King Poppy Sosa, shot that gap perfectly to find Tyrone Jamison in the backfield. Brings it down for a loss of 4. Going to be a 2nd and goal at the 11 now. And we're going back to our mesh with that shallow cross. See, I don't think the spacing between See how R1 and X kind of just go to the same spot there with it being a shallow cross? But I mean, the play has, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Trying to make a play. Lachlan Hewitt, go big man 96, pitch it. Pitch it back to number 99. Let their big man free. Let him rumble. We are going to try to challenge that, but I just want to see this one more time. So Hewitt rolling around, really nowhere to go. Good coverage there by East Carolina, but still looking, trying to make a play. Runs back 20 yards, fumbles. We got to pitch this back to 99 though. We just have to. Next time. We got to see a pitch back there. Huge play though by the Pirates defense. We've seen each team step up to make some big plays on defense so far. Let's see. I mean, yeah, that's certainly a fumble. That ain't even really worth challenging. For a second and goal at their own 11, now it is going to be East Carolina's ball at the 37, just like that, and going right back to that run game with Tyler Jowers. I wouldn't hate to see some more Jamichael Ruggs in this East Carolina backfield. We haven't seen him much, but from what we've seen, he has been pretty explosive. But Jowers has had a great game too, so I feel like we can't go too wrong between those two backs that East Carolina's got in here. So Nick Otis going to be in a shotgun set here. Drop back to pass. Here comes a big blitz. Man coming through untouched, but finds just in time. Just barely right over the middle. Gabe Duck, the tight end for East Carolina, able to come down with that one. Free blitzer coming right in his face, but Otis hits that one on the money. So it's going to be a 3rd and 2. East Carolina ball at the 29-yard line here. Going with a little bunch off to the right. 82, our solo receiver on the left, Rob Adams. Going to go back to that RPO. Those RPOs have been very, very good for East Carolina, so not super surprised to see one come out there. Quincy Arma is the receiver on that. Going to be a 1st and 10 now. Huge conversion there for the Pirates. Ball at the 22. Trips, tight end offset. Okay. And TCU's playbook is fun. I do like TCU's playbook quite a bit. We're going to trips tight end, and we're going to go back to the run, but that time the user defender of TCAP is there to bring him down just for a gain of 2. Looked like we had quite the alley. Both these offensive lines, I feel like, have been doing a great job setting the tone up front. It's really been up to the users if they can make a play on these runs. And the big play by the USF defense. Oh my goodness, when they need it most, man. They forced that fumble on Jowers earlier at like their own 10-yard line. Now they get the interception at their own 14. The Bulls defense standing tall. What a play by USF. See if they can take advantage here and get their first lead of the game. They're looking pretty good here. Got it down to East Carolina's 34-yard line. Just hit a little tight end RPO over to the right, and Sturgis was able to take it from there. Nice gain of 20. And the Bulls offense threatening here yet again. Looks like some 3-3-5, 3 high. Going to be from East Carolina. Goes back to that run. God, that platinum 360, man. That thing looks like a ton of fun. It looks like a blast. Might have to look into trying to get me one of those, because that really looks like a good time. Going back to the play action, we have a halfback over to the left flap, rolling out to the right, and that's fine. We can still take Sturgis, get some good yardage there, get us that first down just outside of the red zone. That's the 3rd catch for 47 yards for Connor Sturgis. I don't know why I want to call him Caleb Sturgis. I don't even think that's a real person. But for some reason, that name just makes sense to me, and I keep thinking it's Caleb, but it's not. And Tyrone Jameson, there's the run game. There are the running backs getting involved. Again, beautiful blocking up front. If the user's not making a play on these runs, we've just got so much room the way these offensive lines are playing. Maybe it's something with the rain. They're getting a little bit better leverage on it. I'm not sure. But that is a huge touchdown for Tyrone Jameson in USF, and TCAV now with his first lead of the game. A King Poppy Sosa in East Carolina punching right back. Got it to USF's 45-yard line. We're going to have one more play here before the end of the 3rd quarter. Going to sneak a run in there. And again, the running lanes. Both these offensive lines have just done an unbelievable job. So that one puts Jowers over 100 yards for the day. Both these offensive lines just been doing an unbelievable job getting these running lanes open for their guys. Let's see if that is something East Carolina's going to continue to try to push here in the 4th quarter. I mean, there's way too much time left for us to worry about trying to kill clock here in this situation. We're just going to play this pretty straightforward. Going to go for a quick one over to the left. Wow. Oh my goodness. That was 83 Elton Crane tiptoeing down the sideline right into getting absolutely leveled. But he got gored by that USF bull. But he held onto the ball. That's what really matters. And again, the running attack. That's Tyler Jowers again, just right up the middle. No resistance at all. Easy run, easy yards for East Carolina. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that Elton Crane held on to that ball the play before that. Because my goodness, did he get absolutely wrecked. Now here comes Jermichael Ruggs right up the middle. I'm telling you, there's something with that Jermichael Ruggs. We haven't seen him much. It's only a 6 carry, but 6 carries, 45 yards, his second touchdown of the day. And you can just see he's got those quick cuts. He's got that explosiveness, a little ring around the rosy with the with the ref in the back there yet again from USF. There's something with that Jermichael Ruggs. This 1-2 punch in the East Carolina backfield. Now we got a 4th and 4 for USF. The offense has been humming today. Let's see what Hewlett's going to be able to draw up here. Obviously a big down. See if we're going back for that speed out. So we're coming out and drive halfback under. We are going to go for that speed out. That guy kind of, that outside corner kind of got a speed boost or something there to jump in front of that one, but he does and swats it away. 4 minutes left in this game. Now East Carolina is going to take over at USF's 42-yard line. Oh, what a run shoot. How in the world did that, how did we get this ball off? And then how did Tyler Jowers get out of there? Wow. What resolve from Nick Otis to stick with that play, didn't panic, still got it off to Jowers, who then just hurdled and got by 2 more USF defenders. I'm not sure how East Carolina pulled that one off, but an unbelievable effort from that Pirates backfield. Now we're going to go back to Ruggs, who's going to hurdle over his own man this time. ECU's running backs just love jumping over people, whether it be a defender, whether it be their own offensive lineman. Them boys going to jump. Them boys bouncy. Less than 4 minutes, ball at the 31. Going to go back to that run with Ruggs. He cuts so fast. I really like what we're seeing. I really like this Jermichael Ruggs, this halfback for East Carolina. That one's only a gain of 1, so I probably shouldn't be glazing him too much, but just you can tell with how quick he makes those cuts, how quick he moves. There's something special with that Jermichael Ruggs. So 2nd and 9 now, East Carolina going to a 5 wide, dropping back to pass right over the middle of the field, finds his guy number 80, Quincy Arma. Probably been the number 1 receiver, 6 for 65. I feel like we've called his name much more than anybody else, except for the running backs. But ECU does spread the ball out a ton. This was definitely the most names I had to write down when I was looking over the box score last night. They are really spreading this ball out and going back to that RPO. That has just been a killer for USF. But then the user strip fumble. Oh my God. No shot. That was a user play. That was a user play by TCAF. You could see his defender coming up with his arm cocked, ready to punch that ball out. What a play by USF here again for the 3rd time. Yeah, you can see he comes in, he punches that ball out, gets the strip fumble for the that's the ball at the 1. I thought that's not a touchback. I mean, if we're USF, we can't really we're not complaining too much. At least we have the ball, even if it's at that 1 yard line. But those RPOs have been killing them. But that is the 3rd turnover in the red zone that this USF defense has forced, keeping the offense in this game, keeping the team alive. Now, what can Hewlett and this Bulls offense draw up here? That was kind of a weird route Square was on. Goes for a quick one underneath the Sturgis. Look at it, the big man Sturgis breaking tackles. Weird route Square was on. I don't know why that gave me some issues, but here we are. Try to go back to run with Jameson. All right, let's jump ahead just a little bit here. All right, so we just took it to the 2-minute warning. USF's now got the ball at the 48-yard line, a 1st and 10. Now we're in that situation. We want to run clock. We want to try to end this game with a field goal if we can. Going quick slants with an out route on our tight end. Going for the out route and yeah, just secure catch that, take 3 yards. That's not, it's not ideal, but we're pretty okay with that in this situation. I still can't believe USF's defense, man. Been the definition of bend but don't break in this one. 3 turnovers in the red zone. And now we got a chance to try to put it away. So 2nd and 7. Looks like we are going to just be going with a run. Oh no, we are going to be audibling around here. Going to a little corner strike. Okay. He's just hoping 84, hoping we get a one-on-one with 84. We had it. We actually did have it. Good user defense to follow R1, or else that was getting wide open. We're going to try X right over the middle. We have it. Secure catch. Oh my goodness. What a find by Hewlett. Thankfully, 86 kept running on that. Jarius Moffitt. Because a lot of times it's like you think they're going to keep going, they're going to get to that empty space, and then they just stop right behind a defender, and you end up throwing an interception. Pretty brutal stuff. We're going to try to get another run going here with Jameson. ECU sends the blitz, but the user is able to bring him down after just a gain of 1. 1:04, ball at the 37-yard line. Do we trust our kicker from here? Probably not. I wouldn't trust my kicker from here. I can tell you that much. Going back to our mesh spot. So we've had that spot route multiple times. See, now we're going back with that shallow crosser. I don't know about it. I don't know about it. Good defense there from East Carolina. Just absolutely nowhere for Hewlett to go. He fumbles again when that defensive line gets to him, but this time the ball rolls out of bounds, which still is pretty bad for USF because that is going to stop the clock, not have East Carolina have to take a timeout. I think I would have liked keeping that spot route. We've had that one a few times. We've been able to hit that spot route. We're going to go with a play action. Maybe could have gone to X. We're going to try. We have triangle over the middle, but he drops it. No shot. This was a great read. It was good, not the best throw, but a fine throw. And somehow that one gets dropped. Wow. Devastating for USF. 89. Oh, that guy must not have gotten a catch all game because I don't have his name written down. And USF is going to have to punt this one away. Devastating turn of events there. I mean, the quarterback fumbling was pretty bad. Not the worst. That was just really good defense by East Carolina. There really wasn't anywhere for USF to go there. But that third down one, we had triangle on that. Good read, just unfortunate knockout there. So now East Carolina with a chance. 45 seconds left, 2 timeouts. See if they can't get this one into field goal range, or maybe we'll have another overtime here in week 7. So we're going back to our 3-2-6. Over 4. I didn't see if he's keeping match on this or not. No, it doesn't look like it. Gonna try a deep shot one-on-one. Can anybody on USF come down with the ball? Anybody. We saw earlier in the game, they were getting pretty unlucky. Could have been a couple of interceptions that didn't quite go their way. That one was brutal, though. I mean, his guy stepped right in front of that, looking right at it, both hands up on it, and it just falls incomplete. Been tough luck for USF in this one. With that third down pass, his receiver drops it, then his corner drops it, and then that... What are we doing there on the flat? Where are we going here, brother? Where are we going? He just runs right behind. He tries to jump it, but Cheeseman, the receiver, actually comes back for it. The corner doesn't. So Cheeseman's able to actually get it, and then that corner just was never seen again. There he goes. Bye. See you later, brother. Good effort, I guess. Man, I really feel like USF's kind of gotten a little unlucky at the end of this game, but we'll see how this ends up. So ball at the 27, a 2nd and 2. Just going to go take a quick one right over the middle. Gabe Duck, Goose, our tight end. Only 1 timeout left, so they're going to opt to go hurry up. We picked up that first down, so it does stop the clock for a little bit here. Going to go back to that hurry up, going back to that same play. Going to chuck one up deep. And big man number 6, able to go. Tim Cheeseman goes and wins the one-on-one on the outside. I think that's just verticals and or I don't think this was a curl route. He is hot routing something over there, so maybe it was. I think that kind of, I don't know. It kind of looks like maybe it was just an underthrown ball. But either way, Cheeseman able to come back and make a play on it. In this USF, man, this has been very unlucky. I mean, not to take anything away from King Papi Sosa. I think East Carolina played a very solid game here, very good game here. But I really feel like USF got pretty boned in these last couple minutes. I feel like just every play went East Carolina's way here at the end specifically. Now, USF did get those fumbles, did get those red zone stops, helped keep them in the game here. But really, these last couple minutes, really been unfortunate for the Bulls. So now it's going to be a 43-yard field goal for East Carolina. Again, USF trying to just distract the kicker here, running around in circles, trying to get in his head, but the kick is up and the kick is good. King Papi Sosa and East Carolina are going to get this win in this American Conference game. A great game between those two. GG's King Papi Sosa, GG's TCAV. I do think USF got a little unlucky there at the end. And oh my gosh, our Dynasty's working. I just tried it again and it actually loaded up. What a time to be alive. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Great timing. So we can go take a look at the actual box score and everything then. Good. Let's go scores and schedules. And then, yeah, we can just show everything else that happened here. But we still have our bonus coverage of Appalachian State and Temple that we have to get to. So East Carolina, USF 24-21. So both offenses I felt played really solid. I mean, 465 yards to 440, 900 yards of offense between them. Very total plays even. Like, it was just a very even matchup. Both run games. I mean, ECU's was really impressive. In 24 for 180, a couple scores in there. 23 for 71 for USF as well. Both quarterbacks had solid games. It was really just USF had that one really back-breaking turnover when Hewlett fumbled when they had the second and goal at the 11. That kind of set East Carolina up there. That was a big swing in the game, and then East Carolina just couldn't quite catch a break there at the end. But Nick Otis, extender mobile resistance, got 96 overall. I think this guy's very, very good. 92 throw power, great accuracies, great everything. It's a good quarterback. Goes 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 24 for 31. I want to check there. So Jowers, 85 overall, no abilities, 89 speed, 92 excel. And then Ruggs, safety valve, head first, downhill, 88 overall. He's only 85 speed, 89 excel. But he has 93 change of direction, which I think is actually what we saw, how he could cut so well. I mean, Jowers still has 92, so, but a very good 1-2 combo in this East Carolina backfield. Receiving wise, it was Elton Crane, number 1, 6 for 85. Quincy Arma, 8 for 76, really was doing a lot of damage on those RPOs. But yeah, this is what I was saying. Look how spread out these, how many different receivers caught balls for East Carolina. So now we'll take a quick look at USF. Lachlan Hewlett, so the 87 overall, off-platform pull down, on-time, mobile dead-eye, 369 yards through there for him, 90 throw power, great accuracies. I said these were a couple pretty dang good quarterbacks. Rushing-wise, Tyrone Jamison, the 94 overall halfback, goes for 18 for 79. Oh, that's why his rushing totals were so low, because, whoop, there you go. That's right, because he lost so many on that one play. But Jameson, that Platinum 360, God, that looks like a great time. And he's got Platinum sidestep, 91 speed, 97 XL, 99 change of direction. Pretty dang good. Then you have Crummy, the elusive bruiser here, with still 87 speed, 92 XL. So both teams really good 1-2 punches in those backfields. Terrence Kimball was definitely the receiver of the day for USF. Platinum cutter, double dip recoup, 5 catches, 102 yards. Colby Duckett, the 6'3", 50-50 downhill. Sturgis, our tight end, 6'3", sure hands, outside shield, ends up with 4 for 61. See, these are the kind of guys I remember USF having. 6'5", workhorse and sure hands, Walter Long. Jameson gets involved in the backfield, out of the backfield there. Yeah, super good, super fun game between our two squads there, and thankfully I can actually get back into the Dynasty now. But that is actually going to take us to our bonus coverage of the overtime between Temple and Appalachian State. Let me get the names out of here, because that's not correct anymore. We're just going to pick this up right from here. They're just getting overtime started. It's going to be Temple ball. This is from Appalachian State's perspective, from their point of view. They're coming out in some 3-3 stacks, some trips, tight end. Going to be the offense for the Temple Owls. The Sun Belt clash. Both teams looking to get their way up into the American, maybe joining East Carolina and USF. But play clock running down, dropping back to pass. Everybody dropping back. Not sure where this ball, I want to see, where do we think Temple was throwing this, because that was not a good ball by his quarterback. I'm guessing he didn't mean to throw it right to, I think we were trying to go to the flat there. I think we were trying to go to number 16, but the quarterback just threw it so far behind him. It ends up going right to the Appalachian State defender and intercepted. So Appalachian State gets the turnover on their side of first overtime. Field goal just to win the game now for Appalachian State. Any points are going to be enough to get it done. Now, what's interesting here, they do try to go for this field goal. then things get a little dicey. So the Mountaineers going to try to come out and get this field goal. Both teams came into this game 4-1, by the way. So both off to very good starts this season. But when get to 5-1, you're one win away from bowl eligibility already at this point in the season. The kick is up. The kick is blocked, and somehow Temple doesn't recover this. I don't know how they didn't. And this is a totally legit, totally fine block. He comes off the edge, comes all the way around, blocks it. But then he, like, how does App State recover this ball? I'm not sure. That's just EA for you, but App State does. They just kind of push that number one out of the way. They're able to jump on it themselves and at least keep it alive for Appalachian State. So Temple's first play of overtime, an interception on a terrible pass by his quarterback. Appalachian State's first play of overtime, go for the field goal to win, gets blocked. So now it is 2nd and 17. At least we get another shot. At least the offense still has the ball. That's silver linings. There are silver linings here. We're going to go back to our 5-wide offense. Russian 5, dropping back. Bruin looked like he was right there for it, but his number 2 just never quite turned around. Able to hit number 15. On a quick pass there are the Mountaineers, and it's gonna be a 3rd and 3. Do you go back to the field goal now, or I actually don't know. I just knew it was an interception and a blocked field goal right away. I didn't really see too much after what happened there. It's like I just saw those two. It's like, all right, we got to include this somehow. This has got to be in here somewhere. So it looks like double mug. It certainly looks like mid blitz coming here from Temple. And we are just going to trust our guy number 2. Who else but number 2? We saw during halftime, Chris Ingold. So now we actually know his name too. We saw during halftime that number 2 was a big play machine for Appalachian State. If we've got a 3rd and 2, we got to get the first down. Who else are we going to give it to? Trust that halfback in the corncob helmets here of Appalachian State. This is another good uniform matchup, by the way. The alternates of App State, they've got really good alternates. The Temple, oh my gosh. It just lagged, but I thought he missed that like way to the right. Oh my goodness. But the kick's up. The kick is good. And the Mountaineers are going to win just a crazy game there to get the win in Boone at home. So let's go over everything that happened here in week 7. And we're going to start having to look at our conference standings here as well. As we get closer to the end of the season, and with all our relegation and stuff, conference standings are very, very important. But here in the Mountain West, James Madison gets the 6-0 with their win over Oregon State 24-7. Your beloved Old Dominion boys take down Army 20-14. Another great game between us and Timeless Raven. Louisiana. I almost called them ULL. They're not Louisiana Lafayette anymore. They just go by Louisiana. Heads into Logan and takes down Utah State 42-20. The Red Menace, Louisiana, that is going to be our opponent for next week. Old Dominion against Louisiana. Yay. Can't wait for that one. Toledo beats Notre Dame 31-17. So then to the Conference USA. Hopefully Texas State, North Texas. I think they said they were playing later this morning. We will see. Hopefully that game gets in there. Bowling Green and Navy. This one's probably just going to be a fair sim. From looking at the game chat, neither guy really made their availability super clear to each other, so they're never quite on the same page. So this one I think is just going to be a fair sim. And then we saw Hawaii take down Buffalo there. Up to our Silver Conference, the American. Colorado State takes down UNLV. So Colorado State and East Carolina were the two teams that moved up from the Sun Belt to the American. Both off to pretty good starts here in the American Conference as well. Colorado State gets that win. Old Dominion Army. San Diego State takes down CPU Delaware 70-17, moves them to 4-3 on the season. And East Carolina now goes to 4-3 and 2-0 in the American Conference. Then down to our bronze division, the Sun Belt. Georgia Southern improved to 5-1, their first conference win by taking down Washington State. Appalachian State 5-1 with their first conference win there against Temple. Fresno State and UTSA. I think this one's a force win for UTSA, so I'm actually going to set that right now so I don't forget. It's a force win for UTSA there. Then Memphis takes down Southern Miss. The first loss of the season for Southern Miss, and Memphis improves to 5-1, 1-0 in conference. So Sun Belt really hasn't had a ton of games played yet. And now we're getting that stretch where pretty much from here on out, it's going to be all conference games. And it's going to be fun. I'm hoping. I think it's going to be fun. So quick look at our conference standings before we wrap up week 7 in the Mountain West. We got Toledo sitting on top, our defending national champions, 7-0 overall, 2-0 in conference. I know they've played so they have played a few user games. their 2 conference games, home for Rice, at Tulsa, which this was actually a featured game of the week. This was a fantastic game. Then some CPU wins in there. Had that force win against Georgia State because they desynced or something like that. I don't remember exactly what it was. But then we're going to get to the conference schedule: Utah State, ODU, James Madison, Oregon State, and Louisiana. That last game against Louisiana, we will see. There's a decent chance they're just playing for bragging rights there. But Utah State now 1-1 in conference. Old Dominion 1-0. Louisiana 1-0. Tulsa 0-1. JMU 1-0. Rice and Oregon State sitting at 0-2, but a lot of season still left to play. So the bottom 2 from the Mountain West will be going down to the Conference USA. The top 2 here will take their spot in the Mountain West. Georgia State currently sitting on top, but look at Hawaii, 2-5, but 2-0 in conference. Much like what we saw out of UAB last year, where I think they went like 1-4 or something like that out of conference, but then did very, very well in conference and actually earned their promotion up. I believe it was them in Bowling Green, I think, actually moved up from last year. So that's how, I mean, it's pretty early, so none of this matters a ton. There's still a lot of conference games to play, but for teams like Colorado State, they're already 3-1 in conference. They've only got 3 conference games left, put themselves in a very good position here in the American, but it's going to be tough, man. Army, we know, is a tough team. Sam Houston, East Carolina's been doing well. They just got that big win against USF. We know USF's a solid player too. They could throw a wrench into some things here. Because 2 losses, I don't think you're out of the running for being top 2. It might be tough. You definitely can't have 3. You can't have any, no more room for error. But I think 2 losses, you can still make it manageable. And look at the overalls. This is what I was talking about earlier. 82, 85, 84, 84, 80, 81, 80, 83. All within 80 and 85. I love that. Then Sunbelt, just a few guys just played their first few games here, so not a ton for us to see. That is going to be the full wrap up here of week 7. We are headed into the meat of the season. We will be back for Old Dominion's game against Louisiana. We'll have an update on the Jamie Landman situation going on there. We'll have a game of the week, all of that good stuff. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. I will see you then. Until then, take it easy.